Before I begin, I should make it clear that everything I say in this video, though based on actual events, is all intended to perpetuate a friendly rivalry that seems to have cropped up between Shwerpy and myself. Though there's nothing truly vicious about our exchanges, he goes hard sometimes. So I feel that, while I typically give what I believe to be appropriately proportionate responses online, this is one rare case in which I feel it would be more beneficial for more people if I go just a bit harder in return. So, without further ado, I present the following, directed to one fellow content creator, but also intended for public consumption and enjoyment. An open letter to Shwerpy, dated July 28th, 2020. Dear Shwerpy, I am not a man who takes offense easily, nor do I consider it beneath my dignity to recognize a clever play when I bear witness to one. Upon the evening of July the 27th in the year of our Lord 2020, I unwittingly played directly into your hands as you so expertly goaded me into saying what you wanted me to say for the amusement of others, by taking advantage of my one strength in Brawlhalla, my knowledge of the lore, and my insistence on correcting misinformation. Well played, young man. Well played. While I have been aware of your name for over a year, our interactions truly began in the advent of the Brawlhalla Partnership Program, where, since the commencement of the then promising but currently trying calendar year, you and I have associated with a handful of fellow Brawlhalla content creators. But even in that younger and more vulnerable time, it was evident that we would clash. A few harmless jokes and jabs here and there were to be expected, of course. However, such silly squabbles and skirmishes started to soar quite seriously when, after one of my standard displays of wit and punnery upon the Twitter platform, you sent me the following quaint piece of correspondence on May 8th. Dear Baron, I see you are harassing people on Twitter with your garbage puns. Please refrain from doing so if possible. Sincerely, Shwerpy. Once you saw me crafting my response that same afternoon, you said this: Oh shoot, I just realized I wrote a letter to the librarian. It's over for me. He's coming back 10 times harder. Baron Dipidus Lore Nerd is typing. Followed by the nervous sweat emoji. My response was as follows. Dear Shwerpy, I see you are interpreting my delightful puns as harassment. I have never been so disappointed in such an accusation. It is never my intention to harass, my good sir, only to delight and inform. If you truly consider my puns to be, as you put it, garbage, then I'd like to receive a formal statement of that sentiment in the form of an essay that is no less than 1 page and no more than 3 in length, single-spaced. Should you decide to pursue this endeavor and attempt to provide sound logic, evidence, and reasoning to your claim about the nature of puns, then our discussion can continue in earnest. I await your reply eagerly. Respectfully submitted, Baron Dipidus. And so we continued. Perish. Love, Shwerpy. No, I don't think I will. Warm regards, Baron. Then I'll kill you, smiley emoticon. Yours truly, Shwerpy. You have yet to provide any evidence of your ability or willingness to do anything of the sort. Sincerely, Baron. This dialogue ended in a way that I could only describe as perfectly and underwhelmingly fitting for you. Smiley emoticon, truthfully, Shwerpy. It was not long after that point that you released your video called, Oh Look, It's a Battle Pass. In that video, you shared with the world my more lengthy response to you, defacing the words I carefully crafted for your benefit, and then covering it all up with the words, puns are pain, attempting to invalidate everything I said in that message. I let it slide that time. However, on May the 14th, I believe I had my comeuppance. You may have forgotten, Twerpy, but rest assured, I haven't. I will share the details of a discussion we had in which I believe we can both agree you were left in tears of despair while I stood vindicated. As I recall, we were discussing the fact that you lied to all Brawlhalla partners and the devs about not being ready for your Battle Pass reveal, causing Jade and I and Sloshula and several others to suffer in concern on your behalf. In the end, it turned out you had lied about your lack of preparedness and were ready all along. Among all of this, you mentioned that I, Baron, broke your sanity with more of my puns. Do you not recall, Shwerpy, that we established on that day, May 14th, that every video of yours from the previous 5 years was made while your sanity was broken already? The world needs you that way, I said. Otherwise, what are you? A miserable pile of Elo. And then, Shwerpy, you concluded the conversation by sharing an emoji wearing sunglasses while crying behind them. If you wish to review that conversation we had, then I invite you to go to the Discord server in which that discussion took place and search for the phrase bombcore, a phrase I'm sure will be easy to recall, even in spite of your mimetic insanity. You should be able to find the aforementioned discussion easily in that manner. This letter has been admittedly lengthy thus far, but there is a reason for that length. I wanted to demonstrate to a decent degree the extent of our communication. Why? To add to them a few more pieces of evidence that should prove to you and to your fans once and for all that you cannot fight the slow burn of the conflagrating logic I could present against you with the half-baked, fake, haha funny fire effects that plague so many of your videos, which, as we've already established together, you made while under the influence of insanity. You've made a number of videos titled Breaking Mental, featuring your poor companions in Team Synergy. I have to wonder, however, if the mental that is broken is referring to your friends or to yours. I really cannot tell which, so I need you to clarify that for me. You're well known for your "Oh look, it's a legend" videos. In several of your recent ones, you mention the lore but gloss over it, in favor of objectively inferior gameplay. You play these legends for the first time, and you just suck at playing them in ranked and even in training mode. Ignoring statistics for a second, why? Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you deprive yourself of culture? Oh, right. Insanity. Please do not take all of this as a direct assault on your reputation, Twerpy. In fact, I have nothing but respect for you, and what you've achieved in spite of everything. The popularity and fame you have garnered over the years is nothing short of impressive to me. As I begin to wrap up this open letter to you, I'd like to share a reminder of my consideration for your reputation. You may or may not recall that near the end of April of this year, a YouTube commenter who called themselves Chronic Cold at the time presented a predictive essay that endeavored to show a formula for how long it would take for you to upload a video. Their conclusion, and their academic methods, were nothing short of appalling. So I decided to write a counter-essay that both analyzed and ultimately refuted Chronic's piece. I know you noticed it, Twerpy, because you replied to my tweet about it, even asking if I could be your lawyer. While I have absolutely no legal authority whatsoever, I will for now just say this. You're welcome. As with any endeavor of mine, I welcome discussion, dialogue, even debate, if you feel you can or should refute anything I've said here. My purpose in all of this is to give what I feel to be an honest, comprehensive answer for all the times you berated my puns or attempted to take advantage of my lore knowledge at my own expense. Last night's incident was the last straw for me, and I needed to carefully consider the role of your content creation career with mine. This letter is what I came up with. I shall, at long last, conclude with the same respectfully ironic tone Hamilton and Burr once used in their exchanged correspondence. I have the honor to be your obedient servant, Baron Dippitus.